So, but it is great to be home here. I used to come here to Heritage Park when I was in school. They'd bring us here, our parents would dress us up like it was 1905. And we go into the little schoolhouse. I think it's still over there. And they even had the little strap. They didn't hit us very hard, but I got a little bit of a mark on my palm for talking too much during the class. And this is the place that taught me my values, the values of hard work, freedom, family, values that my wife, Anna, who I'm very honored to have with me here, shares, the values with which we're raising our kids. I grew up in these neighborhoods, walked my dog, ran my dog in Fish Creek Park, delivered the Calgary Sun door to door as my very first job, played hockey in the local arenas. And these values that I've taken from this community and this province have taken me forward. And of course, these are the values of all Albertans, the values that Damien Couric has demonstrated in putting his country first. And I'm very excited. Yes, give him one more round of applause. Damien is a family man, a hardworking patriot, a great farmer, beloved in his community, known and trusted by people far and wide. And the story that touches me most about him and Danielle was about a year ago, his father passed away unexpectedly right in the middle of the harvest, and they have 6,000 acres that they had to bring home. And if you can imagine, making arrangements and mourning such a loss in the middle of the harvest was a big problem. They didn't know how they were going to bring home the crop. Then all of a sudden, there were these combines that just appeared from all directions on one morning. And they fanned out into the field, and they brought home the crop and dropped it in the bins and went back to their farms to do their jobs. And that really is the story of Alberta, isn't it? It was a harvest in more than one way. It was a harvest of the crop that had been planted, but also a harvest of all the friendships that had been built over so many years. But the Alberta way didn't require a government program or a grant or an application to come to the rescue in a time of difficulty, because that's not how Albertans work. They get up, they get it done, they do what's right, they help a neighbor, and when they're done, they don't expect any thank you. They go back to doing their business and caring for their families. That's what it means to be an Albertan. That's the spirit of the Stampede, the spirit of free enterprise, personal responsibility, communities coming together, neighbors helping each other. It's about remembering where you come from so you know where you're going. But that is also the story of Canada. And on the topic of Canada, we know that there can only be a strong Canada when there is a strong and respected Alberta. For me, that's personal. I was born in '79, and of course, only a few years later, Pierre Elliott Trudeau would attack our province with the National Energy Program. Not to mention, there's still a few that remember that. Many probably still paying the bill from it. At the same time, he hammered the entire country with money printing deficits that gave us the worst inflation and interest rates in our history. Our family actually lost our home, and we had to scrimp and save and get help from extended family in order to get our little place in Shaughnessy, which my mother still lives in. I think my mother is here today somewhere. There she is. And when I got a little older and I started to understand politics and realize what had happened and why we had gone through so much hardship in my early childhood, that's one of the things that got me into politics, to join with fellow Westerners to stand up for our province, for fairness within a united Canada, to stand with the great leaders like Preston Manning, Stockwell Day, Stephen Harper, Ralph Klein, and to carry on the tradition that they started. And we'll do it again, and we will do it again. What's that? Peter Lougheed, another one. Yep, he was a little early for me, but yes, absolutely, Peter Lougheed. And you look too young to have known Peter Lougheed, but but that is the tradition that Danielle carries on today. And let me tell you, we are going to fight for our province again. We'll fight for oil and gas, for farmers, for low taxes, for decentralization, a stronger military, and a smaller federal government so that we can have a bigger Alberta. And if elected in Battle River Crowfoot, I'll use the platform of Leader of the Opposition to amplify the legitimate demands of Western Canada to end the unfair treatment. The era of Ottawa telling Alberta to pay up and shut up must end once and for all. But the answer is alliances. We need to build alliances with other provinces that share our destiny and our interests. Let's build an alliance with British Columbians who want to ship liquefied natural gas off of our Pacific coast to Asia and bring home hundreds of billions of dollars in paychecks doing it. Let's build alliances. Let's build alliances with Saskatchewanians and Newfoundlanders and Labradorians who want to develop their oil and gas and aren't interested in having anyone in Ottawa cap how much they can produce. Let's build alliances with Manitobans who want to ship oil out of the port of Churchill. Let's build alliances, yes, let's build alliances with Quebec and other provinces that want to decentralize our country and get Ottawa out of our business so that provinces and people can make their own decisions. Nous allons bâtir des alliances avec les autres provinces, y compris le Québec, pour la décentralisation et pour l'autonomie des provinces et pour nous débarrasser des gouvernements centralisateurs, des politiciens qui veulent contrôler tout. We want to put our country and our people back in charge of their lives.